Hello Year 4 and welcome to part 2 of today's reading lesson. So we know today that we are looking at that retrieval skill. Now we know that we can use Rex Retriever to help us to know how to retrieve. Now today we're going to be learning more about how we can retrieve and record information from a text. And what we do when we retrieve information, we know that the answer is already in the text, but we just need to find it in there. And today we're going to be looking again at the circle it question, because I think we need a bit more practice on this question. And this question will give you a question or a statement, and then it will give you 4 different options to choose from. And you must circle the correct answer, which is why it's called the circle it question. Now, sometimes the answer you're being asked to circle is to complete a sentence like these 2 examples here, but it also could be just asking you a question. But we need to remember that we can find the answer from within the text. We just need to retrieve it. So we're going to look at 2 examples today, and this one we're going to look through together. So my question, first of all, I'm going to start by reading it to really understand and think about my possible answers. So my question is, what animal skittered down from a tree as Fred watched the river from down below? Was it a monkey? Was it a caiman? Was it a jaguar? Or was it an ant? Now, I can think of my keywords here. Now, if I'm thinking of my keywords, I could say that animal is a key word. I know that I am looking for an animal, so my answer must be an animal. I could think that maybe Fred could also be a key word because that is the person who I'm looking for in the text who was watching the river from down below. And once I've thought about my keywords in my question, I can start to think about the answers that I have available and think, what answers are most sensible? So I can think, well, this animal is skittering down from a tree, and that means they're running down from a tree. Can monkeys run down from a tree? Yes, they can. Now, a caiman, what is a caiman? It's that alligator type creature that lives in the water. So would a caiman skitter down from a tree? Probably not, no. Now, we know from our geography knowledge that where do jaguars live in the rainforest? Where is their habitat? Which layer? That's right, the forest floor. So it's really unlikely that a jaguar would have skittered down from a tree. And finally, an ant. Could an ant skitter down from a tree? Yes, they could. So I've narrowed it down there to my 2 answers, a monkey and an ant. But I'm not going to guess between them. I'm going to find this quote in my text and I'm going to retrieve the answer. So I've read my text and I've found this section where it talks about an animal skittering down from a tree. Now I'm going to read it, and I can read the river wound for miles around bends and swoops, disappearing into the horizon near the foot of a mountain. As he watched, a monkey skittered down from a tree. So it says here, as he watched, Fred watching, and which animal skittered down from a tree? It was a monkey that skittered down from a tree. So I can look in my answers and I can see, yes, I've got a monkey as one of my options, and I can circle it there. So I have just demonstrated then how we can retrieve information from a text. I would like you to have a go here and answer the question, where did Fred think the map had been drawn from? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so we can highlight the keywords first of all. We know the word where is a key word. It's talking about a place. So we know that we're looking for a place. Now also the map. Map is also a key word here. We are looking for a map being spoken about in the text, but also being drawn from. So those are our 3 key words. Now we can start to think, well, where did Fred think the map had been drawn from? From the den, from precisely this position, from the bottom of the tree, and from the river. Now, do any of these answers seem like it couldn't be them? Not really. So any of these answers could be correct. So sometimes when we are looking at the answers available, we can't remove any of them. So we have to go with all 4 of them and just have to find the answer in the text. So then we might have looked at the text and start scanning where Fred thought the map had been drawn from. And we can see here, it felt like a small green miracle. The map matched exactly what he saw. It might almost have been drawn from precisely this position. Ah, it might have been drawn from precisely this position. And that's where Fred thought the map had been drawn from. And have I got that as one of my answers? There it is, and I can circle it there. Now, your job today is to answer the following retrieval questions. So it will give you a question. It will ask you to circle one of the 4 answers. Now, if it says to circle one answer, am I going to circle 2? No, just the one, aren't I? Am I going to make sure that I'm going to read all the answers and find this quote in the text first to retrieve the information from the actual text? Yes, I am. I've attached today's text for you here today, so you should be able to use that to help you. So your plenary today. So today you have been able to identify the keywords in the question. You've been able to think carefully about what a question is asking you and think of possible answers. And then you check the text and retrieve the correct answer. And I have one more question for you today. What did Fred say that the 2 lines drawn on the map were showing? Was it rivers and lakes, tributaries and the Amazon, trees and mountains, or insects and animals? Which one was it? Well done, it was number 2, tributaries and the Amazon. Do you remember what a tributary it was? That's right, it was those little rivers or streams that join to a bigger river or a lake. Fantastic listening today, Year 4. Thank you once again and have a lovely rest of your day. Goodbye.